Today, you will be learning snap parts. Yay! It makes every builder's life so much easier. I can promise you that. So today, we're gonna take a walk through the park called Snap Parts. So let's say you have a part and it's like super weirdly measured. Like it's some super weird measure. Let's say you have another part that's at some random spot and you want to put these parts right next to each other. But you don't know the distances and it's like, oh, I don't know where this is, so I can't put it like right next to it perfectly. Like, oh my god, there's a small gap. And when I try to fix it, it's never perfect. Well, that's why we have snap parts. So, observe. You want to put this part right next to this one. So what you're going to do is you're going to hover your mouse over this top middle edge of the part. And you're going to hold down R, the letter R, on your keyboard. You're going to hold it down and then you're also going to click and hold on that pink X that appears. Click and hold, and then you're going to drag the part over to the same middle top edge as the other part. And boom! They're perfectly together, and you can confirm that by hovering your mouse over the other part and seeing that the yellow-orange line turns a little pale. And it's perfect! But let's say you have like this different shaped part and you want to put it on the top of this part in the very middle. You're gonna pull it up, look under, hover over the middle of the bottom, hold down R, click and hold, and move it to the center of the top of that part. And it puts it directly on top and right in the middle. You want to put it in the middle inside of the part. Hold down R on the top of the part, click and hold, move it to the center. And you can like resize it as needed. And this works for any type of part. Let's say I have a cylinder and I want to put that on the top. I can rotate it to standing up. R, click and hold, move to the top, done. And I can also use it to make railings and chains. You know, we get tired of meshes all the time, don't we? We get tired of them. We want to be able to build things ourselves. We don't want to use a chain mesh. So what we're gonna do is grab a cylinder, make it as long or as thin as we need. Let's say I want a chain, like a super big chain. So I'm going to make my cylinder. I'm going to grab a ball and we're going to check the dimensions of this cylinder. We're going to check how big it is this way. It's one stud wide. So we're going to change all the size boxes of the ball to 1. And then we're going to use our snap parts, hold R on the center of the ball, top of it, click and hold, and drag it to the center top edge of the cylinder. And that's a seamless connection right there. And then we can do the same thing on this edge. And then we can take this cylinder, copy it, rotate it this way, move it off to the side. As we know, most chains are rectangular, so we're gonna like shorten it a little bit. We're gonna grab the front edge middle of it, hold R, click and hold, and move it to the center front of that ball and release. And then we can move this over to here, do the same thing. Grab the ball, move it down again, and if you're using the same increment throughout for both the size and the movement tool, you don't really have to use the snap part every time. You can just click and drag it down. And then grab this, copy it, pull it down, and that's a smoothed out square. Or it can be a chain. And then I can grab all of this, select it all, group it by pressing Shift plus G. Shift plus G to group something. And Shift plus U to ungroup it. Then I'm gonna copy it. Shift plus C. I don't know if I mentioned that already or not. Copy it, rotate it, the entire group, 90 degrees, and pull it over to that edge. And I can keep track of how far I moved it, because they're all going to be the same size. I moved it 9.8, which means I can change my increment on the move tool to 9.8 to make things move faster. Then I copy the original one, move it. Copy this one, move it. And as you can see, it kind of brings a little chain along. And you have a chain. And you can also use it to make railings. Like, let's say I took this, but I just wanted it to be a railing, so I can just delete the bottom half. Group this and move it down to the part where I want it to be. And you got it. Yay. And if I wanted to move it onto this part over here, if I wanted to move it to the very center, I can just snap part, move it to the center, drag it up, and put it on top. And there we go. You got a railing. But let's say I wanted to add more detail to it, but I already grouped it and I don't want to have to ungroup it. Press Shift plus T while holding your BTOOLS out to work inside of a group while keeping it still grouped. And whenever you take a part from that group and copy it, let's say I wanted to add like a tiny little detail to the bottom part of the railing, maybe make it smaller to make it, give it a little depth, a little detail. When I copied that part, it kept it in the group. So when I press Shift plus T again, it keeps it in the group. And it stays together. Very helpful. Very, very helpful. So I can just start, adding details to it. Let's say I wanted to put like a little platform on the bottom. And you got a railing. You got a nice little railing. Yay! And those are snap parts. And, ooh, let's say I am trying to make, like, a pyramid kind of shape. And I need wedges for that. Let's say I have a part right here. And I want to put some wedges on the, oh my god. Let's say I want to put some wedges on the edges. Hey, that rhymed! Well, it's a lot easier than it would normally be because we have snap parts. So I can just put down a wedge, use the snap part of the top middle edge of that wedge. Oh, everything's rhyming. And put it to the edge of the part. Then I can resize it to the same size as that part. And then I can either make it smaller to give it a higher, like a sharper slope, or make it longer to give it a, you know, less sharp slope. I'm fumbling my words. So I'm just gonna copy that, rotate it, pull it over to the other side as well. Since this is a perfect square, I can just then copy these and rotate them, and it's good. But we have the edges, and it's not like we can just lengthen the wedges, because then they go weird, and we don't want that. We want a perfect smooth edge. And so we want to grab a corner. But putting corners perfectly down is hard. It's annoying. We can't get it perfect. There's going to be like a gap, right? It's going to be annoying, right? No, it's not. If you grab the top corner, hold R, click and hold with your mouse, move it to that corner, release. It's already perfectly set. Now you just have to resize it to the size that you need. And that's perfect. No gaps, no offset parts. That's perfect. So I can copy that, rotate it, grab it with my snap part, move it to the other edge. And I can just do that again for every corner. And that's perfect. That gives you what you need. And those are snap parts. They make every builder's life much easier. So use them. It'll be fun.